Okay, so we're going to use the basic or BAZIC calculator, the 3003 scientific calculator on roots and powers. Okay, so here we have a square root of 8, which has an index of 2. There's a 2 there, but we don't see it. Here we have the square root button right here. All right, so let's do the square root of 8. So we press 8, we take the square root, gives you 2.828. Perfect. Now, in this video, we're not going to talk about how many digits there are. How many should you write out? That is where your teacher is going to come in. Okay, the third root of 1.81. The third root is going to be right here. As you can barely see it, but it's right there, the third root. So we're going to put 1.81 and then second, and then the square root. It gives you 1.218. Okay, we're going to do this one, the fifth root of half. In this case, we're going to say 1 divided by 2, and we're going to enter, which is 0.5. And then we're going to go to the x or the y key, because it gives you the x root, okay? In this case, after we type in 0.5, we press second, y to the x, and then 5 equals 0.8705. Next one, we'll type 3, take away, and then we're going to type in 8, second, x to the y, so we can get the nth root. In this case will be 4, fourth root, equals 1.3812. If you're liking this content, please give it a thumbs up. Please tell your teachers. Please tell your friends. And subscribe. Okay, this one. So we're going to type in 12 square root plus 27 square root equals, you got to press that equal sign, 8.660. One thing about this basic BAZIC calculator is that it's not an algebraic calculator like this one, like the TI-30X2S. This one is more comparable to the TI-30XA or this one, which is the Casio FX280 Solar 2, right? Okay. All right, let's keep going. This one in particular, because this is now algebraic calculator, we can't put that negative first. We're going to have to do this number first. So 16, right? Second, and then we're going to go y to the x to the fifth power equals, and then we're going to put a negative next to it. Good. Divide by 14 equals negative 0.124. Yes, there are many steps in doing this on this calculator. And the reason why there's many steps is because this is not an algebraic calculator. You have to have a little more knowledge of how to use the calculator. By the way, this calculator is less than $5. Probably before the pandemic, this was $1. Probably like in 2015, 2010. These were $1, $1.10. Now they're less than $5. But they seem to have a lot of features. Okay, 3 squared. 3 and then squared right here. And you don't have to press the equal sign. It does it automatically. 9, right, to the, then y to the x, which is right here, to the fifth power equals 59049. One thing about this calculator, the buttons are a little bit tiny. So sometimes when you press it, you don't press it all the way down. This one, this is 4 and then negative, not negative and then 4, 4 and negative times 3 squared equals negative 36. So it's doing the order operation correctly. So this is going to be 9, negative 4 times 9 is negative 36. Then we're going to do this one, negative 5 squared. 5 negative squared, that's 25. So what it's doing, it's taking negative 5 times negative 5, which is 25. Why is that important? Because some other calculators will give you negative 25. specifically the algebraic calculators, like the TI-30X2S, or the high-end TI smaller calculator, the TI-36X Pro. Okay. Most calculators that are not algebraic will give you the positive. Here, 7, take away 5 squared. 7, take away 5 squared equals negative 18. Because 5 squared is 25, don't forget the negative. 7 take away 25 is negative 18. Okay, let's do this one. 2 to the power of negative 3. So y to the x, 3, don't forget the negative, equals 0.125. Okay, 3 to the 1/4 is equivalent to the 4th root of 3. Okay, this is a power, that's a root, and this is why we study roots and powers, because they're equivalent. So 3 to the 1/4, what we can do is we can press 3, right? Y to the x, and this is a separate operation, so we'll put parentheses, 1 divided by 4, close the parentheses, that gives you a quarter, which is there, equals, to finalize the calculation, 1.316. That's equivalent to the 4th root of 3, so that's 3 second, y to the x, and then the 4th root, enter, 1.316 equivalent. Okay, let's take a little short break here. There's a lot of steps here, and it's like, oh, he's going too fast. Pause the video, go back, look at what the steps are, write down like every step if you have to. I know how to do it because I've been doing it for a little while now. And as you do this more and more, it's more intuitive. And you can see some of these calculators, they're very intuitive after you start working on them for many years. For me, decades. As a matter of fact, this calculator has been with me for a long time. But what I want you to be reassured is that it takes time to understand how to use your calculator. So you have to do problems and check them and do them. Because remember, this calculator, really, you have to program it to get the answer. It's really, a calculator really is to check for your understanding. Because you have to program it in to get that answer. Okay? And hopefully this video will help you. By the way, if you like this video, please give it a thumbs up. Please subscribe. Please tell your friends. Please tell your teacher about this video. And you have other videos here on this channel. Okay, let's do this one. This one is 2 to the 3rd divided by 5 squared, parentheses, to the 2nd power. So here we can do 2 to the 3rd, 2, right, to the power of 3, equals, that gives you 8, divided by 5 squared, and then equals, that gives you 0.32. Now we need to square it, and then gives you the answer, 0.1024. So this one you have to do kind of like step by step. It's not an algebraic calculator where you can type everything out and then it'll calculate it for you. Okay? So this one takes a lot of effort. Just like any other calculator, like the TI-30XA or the FX260 Solar 2. Those take time to do. All right. I hope you enjoyed this video. Please consider giving me a thumbs up or subscribe, and tell your teacher. All right. Have a great semester. Bye-bye.